I'm coming at you with a massive attack. I'll leave you flat on your back. Smack you with my mighty tackle. Bones will pop, snap, and crackle. This is a blitzkrieg, son. Sit down, I already won. Punishment has begun. Just let me reload my gun of once. It's time to get off my pitch. Here I can help you with this. My shadow friend got a shiv, and he likes when you resist. Time to be quiet, don't snitch. I love the thrill of the risk. All day I spin like a disc. You know it deep in your soul. It's in your blood to roll. Bet every dollar you own. It's in your blood to roll. Man, this boy's out of control. It's in your blood to roll. You got some dice to roll. It's in your blood to roll. You know it deep in your soul. It's in your blood to roll. Bet every dollar you own. It's in your blood to roll. Man, this boy's out of control. It's in your blood to roll. You got some dice to roll. It's in your blood 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 to roll.
How good is the new Rebel playoff intro? The song is not new. That was done by Sir Pickles years ago. Let's do a shout out to Sir Pickles, who is a long-time Rebel player, who is also a musician and custom made that for Rebel, like literally just made that. I know there's like nowadays people can do AI music and some of those are also very fun, but properly like actual like made his own music, made his own song for Rebel, which we can use and not get DMCA'd on, which is great. And Herringzord put together a montage with the new Blood Bowl 3 because they had a version of that with Blood Bowl 2, which obviously is out of date now. So yeah, we didn't have one ready at the start of this playoffs, but Herringzord's just put together that montage. And I think it's really good. It's so fun to have like a special, unique intro for Rebel playoff games. Like it's just cool, right? Like it's a fun thing. Herringzord also streams, so check them both out. And one more shout out I'll do before I get going is to T-Self, who is doing Rebel's official neutral cast of this game, because this will not this will not be a neutral cast. This will be me and my opinions. If you wanted to see a neutral cast of this game, then T-Self is streaming that on his channel as well. We try on Rebel to get a neutral cast of every game. I think we've managed all but one so far this playoffs, which is pretty cool. All live cast. So this is my round one of Rebel playoffs. I deeply worry it's going to be a one and done because we're playing undead and I do not like playing undead. I think they're probably one of the toughest races to play against with Wood Elves because they've got all the removal power to smash you up, and they also are super cheap and also are packed with enough movement 6 and movement 7 players that you can't just outmaneuver them like you can with some slower teams. So yeah, they're really I think they play really well into Wood Elves. But this is what we've got. This is what we made in 9 games. I'm pretty pleased with this for a 9-game-old team. Everyone was in the same position this season, starting fresh teams. Rebel is the Reddit Eternal Blood Bowl League, for anyone who's unfamiliar with it. Massive, theoretically eternal league where you just keep going on and on from season to season. But this is the first season they've been doing a Blood Bowl 3, so everyone got a 9-game season, and this is what we managed to get in 9 games. I was very deliberate in focusing SPP on 3 players, and you can see it. I wanted to get a Mighty Blow Tackle Ball answer. That was one of my biggest priorities for this team to get into playoffs, because I knew I had 9 games and obviously had to qualify, but I wanted to get into playoffs with that piece because Mighty Blow Tackle is just a very good combination to have on a blitzing piece. I then got my favorite, which is the Juggernaut Frenzy. It's a combination that I just love. Whether or not I always use it as well as I could, who knows? Whether or not it's the best choice here, of course, It means I haven't put strip ball on either of them, which is your classic ball answer skill, but I just love having this combination. I think the variety in this combination of Mighty Blow Tackle and Juggernaut Frenzy is so powerful. So that's what I went with. I got a movement 9 catcher, obviously a priority for all the obvious boring reasons. 1 turns are good. It's got a side step now. It was a tough call on side step or sprint for the second one, because sprint obviously means you just need 1 push off the line, but side step does more in more situations, I think. So went with side step. That will be sprint next if it survives long enough. We've got 1 block catcher, and that's it. Everything else is a baby player. And I just added 2 linemen to the team, which is a challenge for this team because the team is MisspelledTree's Return, which is a callback to my favorite my favorite Rebel team in the old Blood Bowl 2 days. And the team theme, as you can see, is misspelled T's. So I had to come up with 2 new T's that I could misspell to pad out my roster. So I went with Dodgeeling and Leap Sang Sushong, which I'm very proud of. I think that's one of the best names yet. Dementor. So I was on 11 players, and then I'll see if I can find my opponent's team. I went back and forth on what to do with this roster because I was already a bit higher TV than them. And in the end, my decision was I just needed to lean all the way into it and spend as much of my money as I could to go to 13 players because they're going to be getting inducements regardless. And I think at a certain point, you just have to say, well, they're going to get their inducements. Let's see if we can have the bench to see it out. It's not a hugely developed undead team. Again, everyone's had 9 games. In fact, my opponent has had 10 games because they played in the play-in round, so they've had 1 more game. I'm assuming that we're saving for block on these 2 mummies, and that's why we haven't spent anything here. So they're just basic mummies, but they've got a tackle white and a mighty blow white. So you've got 3 mighty blow, which can get rid of elves very quickly. You've got tackle, which obviously we're always hoping not to see tackle. Sure hands, ball carrier with block makes me feel less bad about not having strip ball. There is a wrestle ghoul, there is another blodge ghoul, there is a unskilled ghoul, and there is a dirty player zombie who I actually did the commentary on their play-in game, and definitely the evidence of that game was they will use that freely even without a bribe. I mean, they could have a bribe in this game if they wanted to, but they didn't have a bribe in that game and they still were fouling freely. They have this amazing multi-random zombie who will not be in this game because it got MNG'd, but Fend, Strip Ball, Dauntless. Strip Ball actually did a thing on this zombie in the last game too, managed to push it into a cage and get a strip ball with it, which was fun. And a sure hand zombie, which I'm slightly surprised we haven't fired, but there you go, it's there. So at the moment they're on 12 players. I don't know if they might do some roster tweaks right before we start. I did mine last night. But at the moment, that's what their roster still looks like, which would give them 285,000 in inducements, which is a lot. It's 285. They can get a wizard and a bribe if they want to. They could also do Ivan, who's pretty good. I'm just going to message my opponent actually because we are, in fact, some way past start time. Maybe we're already. I'll hit the spin. I didn't realize what time it was already because we said to start at 7. Yeah, that's definitely what I said. I wonder if they've got the time wrong. This will be interesting. They're messaging, so we'll find out. Hopefully they're not going to say, oh, we've got wrong times. It's going to be so anticlimactic if they're not ready now. Oh no, they're logging in. Okay, cool. Thanks for the follow, Cop McGinty. I've pinned it, but just a reminder to everyone watching, there is no backseating, please. This is a league playoff game. We have rules here. I'll cancel the spin. I'm just going to message them and say, I'm just going to make sure he's seen that I've added players. I've just said, yeah, like just made sure that they know that I've added those 2 linemen because it's the decent thing to do to let your opponent know if you change your roster. You're not trying to spring surprises on people. But yeah, I changed that last night. But they might not have logged in since then. Let me go back a bit. Collie, thank you so much for the 35-month resub, nearly our 4th Twitch baby. And Freezing Star, only 1 month behind on 34 months. Thank you so much for both being weirdos. And hey to everyone else who's come in. There's loads of you since we started, so I don't know if I can catch absolutely everyone with a hello, but hi, thanks for joining in. The bot was asleep when we came in. I've now woken the bot up, so your bot commands should be working if you want to use them. I know someone dropped a foghorn.
Like a foghorn with boobies.
Shepherd's got it.
Boobies.
Maybe you can see what
Boobies.
I'll say now. They've clicked the thing, I think. Okay, I'll say now as well. I will probably be a little bit less chatty than I am during a normal game, partly because I want to concentrate, partly because even though league rules say opponents shouldn't be in each other's streams during games, just in case, you tend to be a little bit more cautious in playoff games and not want to say things that give too much away. So I might be a little bit less chatty than I normally am, but I'll still be here and dipping into chat here and there. So hope it's a fun game. Desperately hope it's not just a getting banged out game, because that could happen. It can and has happened to me with Wood Elves against Undead before. Thanks for the good luck, everyone, as well. I see lots of people saying good luck, so thank you. So, as I was just saying, this is our roster. It's kind of basic, but also with a lot of with good stuff in the right places, right? We've got secondary skills on both of those players and 2 skills on both those players, and we've got the movement up here. Our opponent, I mean, this is not like a bad roster, right? It's just a roster that looks thin because we're used to seeing crazy ladder rosters for a 10-game-old team. This is a perfectly decent development on this Undead team. They've got 285,000 inducements. They've gone for the Wizard, Keg, and assistant coaches, it looks like. So no bribe, which I'm happy about, but there is a Wizard, which I'm unhappy about. We've won the coin toss, and I think in that situation we choose to kick. And we put our speedy catcher out of harm's way, and probably the thrower out of harm's way as well. So we've got our pair who can do the one-turn stuff out of danger for the first drive. Yeah, the Wizard is definitely scary. I know it's traditionally said, and is true, that elves can play around a Wizard better than other teams can, but it still doesn't mean it's easy. It just means it's more possible than it would be for some slow caging teams. So the possibility to mess up our offense, the possibility to kill or turn one of our best players into a frog, there's a lot that can go wrong with that Wizard. So yeah, we're not thrilled to see it. On the other hand, if they hadn't taken the Wizard, as Dementor was saying before kickoff, they could have taken Ivan. Wouldn't have been thrilled to see Ivan either. Ivan's a really good star player. So when you're 285,000 up, you just have to accept your opponent's going to get some pretty good inducements. So Dementor, all I can say on that is they definitely fouled without a bribe last game, and weren't caught last game either. So maybe they're just very good at not rolling doubles. But yeah, they're on 12 players, and even though I'm worried about my numbers, it's not impossible that we get them below 11 as well, especially if they get sent off on a foul. We have got Mightybo around. So yeah, it's an interesting dynamic. Insider trader over. Oh, just Andy. Who's the insider trader? Yeah, that's what I thought. If I didn't go to two on the bench, they could still have great inducements, which is why I just thought in the end, better to have the bench. Right, here we go. Oh my goodness! All right, well, we've got a blitz and we've got 6 players, and we've got it somewhere that we maybe could get to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, we could get there if we can roll some dice without failing with no rerolls. Which we will try, obviously, but just to temper expectations. Can blitz that without rolling any rushes, so we probably will blitz that. In theory, you do that, and you've still got 1 square to move back. We try to get you under the ball, that's 3. You're going to try to cover it. We might end up just bringing these across to protect the second war dancer a bit. We've got to do this first. Good. Okay. It's now just 1 2+ without the reroll, so it's slightly less terrifying than it was before, but it's still fairly terrifying. Oh, am I going to base that? I think it goes after the catcher, honestly. So that's player number 3. No rolls for you, we just bring you around. Player number 4. And this goes next and the lineman's last. Oh, that's really nice. Okay. Do we just stand this close and say, hey, it's an extra body near to them? Or do we push it on the rushes? I think it's probably not worth pushing on the rushes. They're going to get 2 dice in this, or even 3, whatever I do, because it's strength 2. So it's not worth risking an injury. I don't need to risk. We've got their tackle down, which is great, but they've got wrestle right there. And this hasn't got blocks. They could hit it with block as well. Well, we caught it. It's something. It's something. It's a promising start. Just going for the 2 dice. Don't get it right away. They don't get it. Oh my goodness. Wow. I think I would have wanted to go for the 3 dice there, which you could have done. You start at strength 3, you need 2 assists. This zombie was free, could have been an assist. This zombie could have been free for an assist. You still would have had that free to pick up afterwards. I think I would have gone for the 3 dice there. But obviously still very lucky to have not got knocked down, because we haven't got block. So good chances for knockdown. Okay. Ooh, 1 dice skull on the mighty blow. Oh my god. It hasn't even regened. Honestly though, these dice. Oh my goodness. I mean, talk about catching some breaks at the start of a game. Then mighty blow white just took itself out. We've had a successful blitz. We've got the ball. Yeah, this is a start, all right. So what I'm thinking here is that we chain push this out, because they've done something to make it harder for us here, right? Like they've oh, I need to switch these tackle zones. I want it to show their tackle zones, but not mine. Yeah, okay. So I'm thinking we're going to want to hit here from the top. We can... couple of dodges get you there, or we do it with someone else. Because we want to chain push this out, because they've made it not easy to dodge out as it is at the moment. So we'll take this hit here to free up the war dancer. And then you need to come around and be the assist. Good. We'll blitz this ghoul from the top. Okay, not what we wanted obviously, but it's good enough. Take you back around. Now we still have 3+ dodges out of here, so we're going to take the hit with the tree to make that up. I probably should have been doing it with a lineman actually, even though it starts with 2 dice, at least you can re-roll it, so effectively you've got 4 dice, so slightly safer, but we went for this way and it's worked out fine. Where does the ball go? I don't think we can safely bring it forward, so I think it makes more sense to bring it back, but obviously that's got some downsides. They have got the wizard. So we'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I think we move this first because you're in the way. And then we can bring that all the way through to there. Good. Now we have to think about that wizard. Okay, we'll let that go. Oh my god, what a dicing. What a dicing. We had a dodge fail and our player went off. Well, yeah, this has been a start. There is the wizard. Okay. I wondered if they might, because I'm a strength 2 player, so that makes the frog very powerful. They only had to roll a 2+ to get that on the floor. The good news is the wizard's gone, and now we don't have to worry about that for the rest of the game. I did wonder if they would think about the frog there, because it was a catcher carrying, so it's only a 2+, where a wizard on a strength 3 player is a 3+. If anyone's not familiar with the zap skill, what's happened is they have turned our catcher into a frog. One of the really fun, not so often seen Blood Bowl 3 models. The frog is movement 5, strength 1. It has no hands. And armor 5+. If they injure the frog, our catcher is injured. So that player will be out for the game if they manage to injure the frog. So it definitely can be a very powerful tool for getting rid of good players. However, because of where it's scattered, they still, it looks like, aren't going to pick this up. I thought they might just try the dodge through there and pick it up with the dodge and sure hands. But if they don't, then ball still being on the floor sounds pretty good to me. Oh yes, good point by kind sir. They can injure it, but they can only badly hurt it, so it could be out for the game because of that, but it can't be, yeah. It can't die. Right, so they've got 2 tackle zones on the ball. With elves, there's always just the option of just pick it up in tackle zones anyway, but we'd rather not. I think what we want to do is chain push down from here to get rid of one of them, and then block with that one to get that one away. So I think what we would do is pop you in here first. I missed that had gone in there. It's slightly annoying. Because to do the chain push, we still need to have... Which square is filled? We need to fill this square. I guess that's it, because then we blitz onto that. So you dodge down to here. That would chain push that off, and then we'd get to block this one in 2 dice. Well, it does slightly rely on that falling over, which has not happened. It's annoying. So we're going to have to pick up an A tackle zone. Don't think it was worth re-rolling, although maybe it was, I don't know. That's a nice pow. Full pow on the ghoul. That is the Sure Hands ghoul out of action for a turn. That's very handy if we don't pick it up. Probably should just bring you around. Not really sure what to do with you, Froggo. Guess this one has to try and get the ball now. I think we tried to hand it straight off. Let's declare handoff and see how far we get. I think we just hand it off. Now we don't have to worry about the wizard anymore. Quite happy to carry it on that player. Try to dodge this. I think this gets a reroll as well because we want to screen this for sure. Doesn't need one, that's great. Try to dodge the catcher. Great. Try to take a look at the tree. Great. I mean, I can't complain, can I? It's going pretty well overall as situations go. Not a 3+, oh, the humanity. I know, Collie, right? Yeah, Kinzer, literally turn 1, I rolled a blitz, got a player onto the ball, and then on their turn 1 they failed to knock my player over and then took a 1 dice with the white, which injured itself and didn't regen. It's been a lot. I can't pretend I haven't been very lucky with this start. However, on cue, we suffer our first injury, which was always going to be part of this game with elves against undead. I talked about it right at the start. They had 3 mighty blow. We're an armor 8+ team. It's the first one they've managed to get a casualty on. Where's their dirty player? Oh, it's here, okay. But yeah, that's their bench gone. With the mighty blow, white being out. That's their entire bench. So it's a pretty significant thing to happen on turn 1. Even just beyond losing your mighty blow piece. Okay. I think what we want to do is come back with the ball into the middle. Ideally, although I'm going to have to roll some dodges because I don't think we're going to be able to knock over this big lump. I guess we can take 2 dice on it if we stand this up. Move the frog in for an assist. Palpament the frog. Good. That's good. That buys me a bit more space. Maybe I should have moved the ball first, but the problem is if I failed that, I actually think where I was better than where I'm going to. Obviously, failing it was going to be very bad, whatever happened. But yeah, I think now we're happy to move this all the way over here. And we're going to... Oh, we can do this from here. That's lovely. Alright, so this is going to be our blitz. I really don't like falling over as much as I'd like them to. Alright. So we've now screened that from that side. There's not like an easy win on that side. That's the important thing. If I go forward on this, that's still not going to give them an angle in, so that's okay. Good. And now you can... I should have moved you first. The reason I didn't is... Do you know what? Oh, it's pretty tempting, isn't it? It's pretty tempting. No bench. Fouling a ghoul. That's their sure hands blodger. Go on then. Didn't get caught, got it KO'd. Nice. Alright. Good elfing. Hey, Antic. Yeah, I think it's like way more fun than the old lightning bolt used to be, and I think some people underestimate how good it can be, because if you do successfully zap your opponent's best player and manage to injure it, not even that actually. Sorry, do you know what? I'm distracted, but like the thing that I think makes zap low key really good is if your opponent has only got one real ball carrier and you manage to zap it, that can completely ruin a drive. Wow, opponent has used all their rerolls now. Going to try and take out this catcher with the tackle. Yeah, exactly, Akainza. That's exactly the situation where it's incredible. If you can zap the Underworld Gutter Runner, it's like, yeah, see you later. Okay, getting a foul in. Revenge foul. Ref is not bothered, but doesn't get the removal. So I've gone from can I get that ball to can I score to now I'm thinking can I maybe score ideally on turn 8 here. I think it's looking like a pretty reasonable thing to aim for given the game situation. Let's see if we can Mighty Blow tackle this goal. We can. Just stunned, but that's fine. See you there. I think maybe we should just hop you back now. Look at those animations. How good were those hops? Hop away, little Palth Mint. Hop away. Oh, those are amazing. Big fan of the little hopping animations. Bring this ball over here. I mean, obviously I don't want that catcher to die, but we can't really do much about it. So, you just kind of let that happen, don't you? Oh, okay. Speaking of letting things happen. Got the stun on them though, that's alright. Can it block? Oh my god. I mean, it can in theory. It's strength 1. It's going to need a lot of assists. That would be a fun animation to look up. I was just thinking... Oh. Okay, KO'd. That's fine. Ref is still not bothered. Ref's not really around for this one. I was just thinking to myself greedily, who would be the ideal player to score on? And the ideal player to score on is actually the one turner who's here. So none of the ones who's on the pitch, sadly. Because we would like to keep getting those one turn skills. We're not under pressure with the ball here. So I think we can take this tree block. Stay because I want to keep it on the ghoul. Don't actually have a super easy blitz to do from here. I'm sort of minded not to move forward because they've gone so deep that they now have to do rushes to hit us. So I'm sort of minded not to even move this turn because it's still only turn 5. That ghoul's got a hard time getting up. Shame you can't throw the frog. Can you not throw the frog? Don't actually know if it's got right stuff. Stunty. No, it hasn't got right stuff. I suppose I need to be a little bit careful here. They have got more players on the pitch than us here by 2 if you count the frogs. They can crowd us out. Be a shame not to score from this position. Mummy is... Oh, for a second I thought the mummy was just going to hit the tree. No, the mummy's going for that lineman. That's fair enough. Yeah, see, this is what can happen against undead. You come in with 13 players, and before you know it, you don't have 13 players. So we're now capped on 11, and maybe even down as low as 9. Not great. Ghoul does get up, tries to dodge, and tackle is a good skill. Cool, so that's sun for another turn. Let's keep hopping you backwards because it's fun to look at. Boing, boing, boing. It's a good day for this actually because I found I was celebrating to hey listen ladies because I found frogs in my garden that I thought were gone. I thought they'd got rid of the frogs in my garden, but then they were back. This is definitely a player I want to play this with. Okay. How far can this ball go? Less far than I would like. I'd love to just come all the way over here. Maybe it's more responsible just come up here. Probably not going to get to turn 8 if we come up here. But we can make it reasonably safe to score next turn. Just realised there's a rush there that I didn't think there was. So there I am saying reasonably safe without counting my squares properly. Do we do this rush? So right now they could do a 5+ dodge in for the 1 dice. I think it's better not to do the rush. If you do the rush, it can really unravel. 1 in 36 there is actually just genuinely a bit bad, so I think it's better to not do it. And let them try to roll a 5+ for a 1 dice. That is what that is, isn't it? Yeah, because you're going into 2 tackle zones. It would only be a 1 dice. They haven't got any rerolls, and we'd have the best chance to recover it afterwards. I think it's okay. I'm going to start moving this tree. Am I going to keep moving this tree? Maybe. Go here. It probably gets punched, but it keeps them busy. Trees. Hey. I see you with your jokes. Jokey people. Not yet, Hargrim, but the situation does look promising. So the mummy's going to hit our tree. So they haven't gone for the hit with the ghoul. They're going to try to knock it down and go for the tackle hit, I guess. Or they're just going to blitz and base the ball with tackle is the other option. Yeah, base the ball with tackle. Okay. The temptation to do greedy things here is going to be really strong. Oh my god. Like, that's just surfable. It's just surfable, but it involves rolling some dice. that maybe we shouldn't roll. One dodge there and we can surf it. And we're going to have to dodge anyway, right? We're going to have to dodge the ball at the very least, so we might as well. Come on, crowd. No, just stunned. There's unfortunately now nowhere to hide the ball safely. So even though I'd love to stall one more turn, staying there for one more turn means that I could just get punched by a mummy or hit with wrestle. So there's no way of stalling this now. We just got to score. So 1-0 up on turn 7 of their drive. They have used the wizard, which is great. The bad news is they do get an extra line of scrimmage to hit us, and their KO has come back. But our KOs came back too, which puts us back on 11 at least for now. And yeah, we're just gonna have to live with this line of scrimmage. They're gonna hit us and they're gonna foul us for sure. We will defend for the one turn just in case. Let's not put the ones with SP on the line. Let's put the ones with no SP on the line. There's only one with zone, no SP. The rest are all sitting on some. Okay. I don't have a frog anymore, Country Fistal. I'm sorry to tell you, but because they didn't kill Palpermint is now restored to full L status. Yeah, the state of being a frog is a temporary thing. The frog is already missed. There's no will about it. I missed that frog. I can't do the fun frog animations. Brilliant coaching gives them a reroll. So extra chances to murder us. Bring back frog. I can't. It's not in my powers. I have not the power to bring you a frog. Should have spotted enough gold for 2 wizards. I'm not sure that's how this works. I'm not sure that's how this works. Okay, so the tree does not fall down to the first hit, but they have a reroll. And I will not stand firm. They will still get to blitz us, but at least it's only one more hit instead of 2. Assuming they do it. Why not follow? Are they just going to go for the foul here? I thought they were going to try to foul the trees. They're just going to foul the lineman instead. Which is an easier thing to remove, to be fair. But at least it means the trees can be around in the second half. Because the tree, as well as having the 11 plus armor, also has thick skull. Which is kind of the best defense you can have against a foul is thick skull. Doing rushes with no rerolls before the foul is aggressive. Again, the ref's not bothered, but again, it's not a particularly great foul. Okay, we can get a mighty bow hit on a ghoul, so I think we should. Didn't do anything. Okay. Still pretty good. 1-0 up at half time. Wizard gone. We've still got 11 players. I'm definitely happy with that as a half time situation. Show pictures of your real frog? I tell you what, on the Discord after the game, I'll put pictures of the frog. One of the frogs. I actually saw 2, but one of the frogs I took a photo of, I'll stick on my Discord after the game. So if you want to see that, get on the Discord. So we will Carry on catcher. This is nice because actually I wasn't sure if I was going to carry on catcher. I like carry on catcher because they're movement 9. I wasn't sure if I was going to do it if they still had the wizard because of the frog. But now that the wizard's gone, they can't frog catcher, so that makes that decision easier. Because we're 1-0 up, we're relatively happy to score quickly if that situation presents itself, but we're not going to force it either because there's no point taking unnecessary risks. What are we doing here with these blocks? Guess you can go there. Go there. Be outside that. Okay, let's go with that. Changing weather, but it stays nice, and apparently we're going to throw a pass. The ball went. In fact, I really should be thinking about doing some passes actually, because would love that to get a leader. Okay, that's good. We'll pop you into there. Take this one with Mighty Bow. That's very good. Does regen. Tuck you in behind thrower. Even if this goes wrong, this is reasonably safe. Bring you up anyway. We still do a blitz. I completely forgot about blitzing there for a second. So let's do this first. That's great. Yeah, we can follow up. We can blitz with. So you're gonna step into there. We'll blitz straight ahead. So we'll pop you into here. You into here. And then that's our blitz. Just push. All in all, that went not bad. Getting a player advantage. I mean, being a player up in the second half with Wood Elves any time is surprising and good. So, can you spend SVP between games if you make it through? Yes. Yeah. So Rebel is Rebel is, like I was saying at the start of the game, Rebel was for a really long time the biggest Blood Bowl 2 league, which was just the E in Rebel is for eternal, because they would just let you keep your team from one season to the next, and you could just build them up and up and up and have these massive scary monster teams. Rebel in the new rules, Blood Bowl 3, is going to use redraft. In fact, teams that didn't make playoff have already been doing their redrafts. But the playoff is the same as anything else. It's another game you get to play, so it's another chance to gain SVP, but it's also another chance for your players to die, and that's the trade-off you make. And I think the more games you play affects how much you have in your redraft budget. And that's not a Rebel rule, that's just the rules from Games Workshop. I think that's the rule. I'm not 100% sure on that though. But yeah, they've just taken the normal Games Workshop rules for that. Okay, nice stun. We'll take that 3 dice for sure. I'd really love to be blitzing with a tackle onto a ghoul, but I don't really have a good opportunity to do that. So maybe we are just going to have to forego that for one turn. Could blitz here with the Mighty Bow and see if the tree will move and just jam in there, and then we could push up, but just get knocked over by the mummy. I guess I don't hate the tree just moving 1 square to here, but I also don't hate taking my hit with the tree either, to be fair. Ball's safe, so I'm going to take my hit. And that's the other thing, you might roll a 1, so that way I haven't lost that movement. I still get to do my hit. There you go. Mighty Bow is a good skill. I didn't need Mighty Bow. Cool, so they are down on 9. We're on 10 because they did get one of ours last turn. We could punch this mummy in the face. It's a little aggressive, but it's possible. Since the ball is safe. Mighty Boa Mummy. Because now it has to do rushes just to be back on base contact with anything. I don't hate. Give ourselves a little bit of forward momentum that way. I'm going to get in trouble here, but doing a vanity pass in playoffs. Because that thrower's not going to get leader unless we throw some passes. Hi, Maggie. Redraft is 1 million to start plus existing treasury, then an extra 20k per win and 10k per draw from the previous season. And I think an extra 20k per game, so you'd have got 40k for a win. I meant to show everyone the records before we started. So my regular season, I think I had 7 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. So that would put a reasonable amount in the bank already. But yeah. All right, so they were trying to do the GFI. It's exactly why I wanted to push that mummy away, make it do the rush, and it worked out well for us. We've got 2 options here now, really. We've got the option of come through this white over here, which has its appeal because it would clear the tackle off that catcher. However, because they've got 2 mummies now on this side, and mummies, as we've just seen, not very fast, and because we've got a ghoul here based up on a player, I think we're going to take this side now as the one to go to. See if we can mighty blow that in the face. We cannot, but we will at least get another hit on it. Don't think we make it 3 dice, are we? That's too optimistic. Bring that around. Maybe go on further. Make it easier to score if we decide to just go and do that next turn. You into there. Fine, we didn't manage to get that knocked over, but that's okay. And then, who next? You're going to get hit by Mighty Bow if you stay, but you're going to get... But you're more valuable, so we'll dodge you next. And then you can go last, I guess. It's going all right. It's going all right. I never want to tempt fate. One of the things I talk about a lot in Blood Bowl is saying, I think I say often, like one of the things that was really important for me getting better was not giving up on games too soon and making sure that I keep trying in situations even when they seem bad. But the reverse of that is also true. I think one of the things that is maybe still one of my big weaknesses is that I think too often I let myself think a game is won when it isn't. Like I let myself think, oh, I can't blow it from here, and then I do. So it is important not to assume things are done just because they're going well. Even when things are going well, they can still unravel on you. Oh, going in for the foul. Ref finally wakes up. Thank you, ref. Another stun. Argues the core doesn't succeed. That one is gone. So now they are capped on 10, which is great. Okay. So we're in range. If we can clear a path, we can score this turn, and I wouldn't mind doing that. Honestly, I have no concerns about doing that. That sounds pretty good. So what needs to happen for that to happen? We will need to push you out the way. That's fine. Up here. And then we need to blitz this. Now this is the scary bit. We're going to have to do a dodge to blitz this with someone. Might as well be you because you've got tackle.
We are the weirdos you listen.
Okay, makes the dodge. Gets the pow. Gets another removal. We don't have to score this turn now, especially with that removal, but I'm kind of inclined to score because honestly, like, I'm starting to think we can get more out of this game in terms of SPP. Do I think they're going to score twice on us in 5 turns from this position? Again, famous last words, but I don't think so. So I think I'm just going to take this in and see if we can go for a third. Thank you so much for the Prime sub, Datasmed. A 2+ be still my beating heart. Hey. When you play a lot of elves, Collie, you fail a lot of 2+. When you play a lot of elves, you see those 2+ fail, and you don't like it. So we didn't get our KO back. That means we're on 10. Opponent did get... I forget the opponent has a keg, so they did get both their KOs back, but it's still 10 on 10. And we're winning 2-1. So I think overall I'm still okay with that score then, for the sake of seeing if we can get even more out of this. Again, remind me of this when it all goes wrong. I know you will. I don't know why I'm telling you to remind me of this, because you will. If this all goes wrong from here, you will absolutely remind me of that. I suspect if it all goes wrong from here, I won't hear the end of it. Don't you worry. Make sure you always remember. Because yeah, we'd love to get catch to 12 SPP for the next level. We'd love to get throws to 6 SPP for the leader skill. Those are the 2 big ones I have on my radar at the moment. In terms of skills I'd like to add to the team next. Power from in block would be good. I mean, I think other than the 1 turn, and just having blodge catches is always great. The tree in 9 games has got 0 SPP, so we're not expecting to level the tree this season. The tree is almost certainly not getting redrafted, because when you redraft a player, you have to pay like a 20,000 premium. Then next season it's 40,000. So yeah, we don't want to pay an extra recruitment fee for Tree, who hasn't done a single murder in the entire season. The other thing with rerolls is this is an overtime format, so especially in the second half, you do want to be really cautious with your rerolls as much as possible. Obviously, at this point, I would say if you're in Padawan seat, you've kind of just got to go for everything because you're down 2 touchdowns, so they need to score fast, turn it over, and score again. So you're not going to hold anything back, but in general, overtime format, got to think about those rerolls. So they went straight for the pickup and handoff. That's going to get them a lot of forward movement here. They could be in position to score next turn if they play this aggressively. Which they probably should, because really you want to score next turn and then have 3 turns to try to turn me over and score again. Tree is not going to perform any better with the boot looming now. Listen, if Tree wanted to be treated better, Tree should have started doing her job sooner. Right. So they are in range with all of these ghouls. There's a 2+2+, or they could hand off 3+2+. I don't. Well, I could go for the ball. It's definitely not the hardest bits in the world. You can use this body here. Do a 3+ leap with a war dancer. 2+ dodge and hit there. Let's stand this up. See if they can clear a path for the catcher. Or we could do that and say, you know what, that's a bummer, but I'm not spending a reroll on it because it's a loner. So we will keep our rerolls. They should score, and then we'll have 3 turns on offense with all our rerolls rather than spending the rerolls. Tree should have been an ogre. Well, if it was an ogre, then I would have only had 2 dice there, so it would have felt less upsetting that they failed so spectacularly. The tree really has given up on me, hasn't she? She's like, nope. Thanks, Andy. Welcome back to the Weirdos, Andy. 34 months. Oh, that's a thrower's got KO'd there, I think. So I wouldn't have taken the block and wouldn't have turned over. All right, all right. See what you're trying to do. I see what you're trying to say. 2 rushes. Oh, they're going to need a reroll for one of them. They do get in though. Okay, so 2-1. 3 turns to go. We've introduced a bit of jeopardy for ourselves. But our KOs both came back, so we're on 11 again. Opponent is still on 10 because of the send-off, so you know, it can go wrong from here, but we would need to be pretty unlucky, as well as making some mistakes. Andy Davo's here. That explains the failed block. He takes the dice of everyone around him. Andy! I knew it. I knew it couldn't be my fault. It's a much better explanation. Just pray for no blitz. Well, I deserve one, right? Because I had one at the start. So yeah, they could feel due maybe. Aggressive line here. The thing here is actually I can neutralize all of these players on a blitz just by basing them, which is exactly what I will do. Make sure that they can't play on a blitz just by having someone stood on each of them. And I will give myself the possibility of a quick snap here, I think. Back you off, back you off. Give myself the possibility of a quick snap again there. You back to fill it deep. You forward to get it if it's not deep. It is a blitz. Oh my god. All right. Okay. All right, Blood Bowl. I see you. I see you. It's fair enough. I had a blitz. They get a blitz. No, don't do that, JLF. The position of the ball is quite good for us. It's gone very deep to the centre. We've set up in a way that makes the blitz not easy to get forward really early. That's another reason why I went for this setup. I was particularly aggressive with going up to the line because I was thinking about if we get a quick snap. But just by putting wide like that means that it's not easy for them to get lots of players into our backfield right away, which is, of course, the thing you're most worried about on the blitz. Gotta love the odds. That's what this game is all about, right? They are just begging me to surf their school. But first, let's deal with the ones that are over here that are closer to the ball. No snake is good. That is a snake. Wow. Okay, yeah, dice are making this interesting. That's for sure. Dice are making this interesting. All of our ones have showed up. Good job by Palpament not falling over. All that training as a frog served them in good stead. I know, KG Moose. I had a nice surf plan lined up here. We were going to push, and then surf with that one. What can you do? Again, actually, the formation has stopped them from getting a lot of these players forward, which is good for us. Goes to the 1 dice here. Does get it on the second attempt, so down to 1 reroll. Does get an armor break, which could be big. That's not a power because we've got blodge. So they haven't got easy dodges through with that goal, which I'm sure is what they would have liked to do. Just going for the hard ones and then making it. All right, I tell you what, this is starting to get a little bit nervy, genuinely, with some of these dice outcomes. I'm a lot less comfortable than I was a second ago. So we'll just get you up. We'll use the tackle mighty blow on the defenseless ghoul, which will not knock it over. So we're just going to push it that way. What are we going to do here? I think you can get back useful over here, so you're just going to go there. We really can't blitz this. I was going to blitz this free, but it's not available, so we're going to have to do this dodge, which feels horrendous. Sometimes you just got to do it. We do have side steps, so we're not as scared of the sideline as we would be otherwise. Okay, that's fine. Oh, that can reach. Oh, I don't like that. I did not realize that could reach. Not a fan of that being able to reach. Okay then, well that's going to change the plan here, I think. It's another snake. Boy, we've rolled a few ones here. We have definitely reached the point of the game where the ones have come out. We've definitely found them. Hey, Profab, welcome. Okay, so they are freeing up the tackle, which can hit us. I mean, it can reach, but at the moment it's got to do some hard dodges. So I guess they'll try to move this first. Oh my god, that's a straight bow! This is actually happening. Like, all of this is happening. Okay, that's now... I think I have to live with it, but I'm scared. If this goes to overtime now, that's going to be a big loss. So 2 rushes to hit the ball. Makes it, gets the ball. Okay, didn't break armor, at least that's good. And the scatter goes up. They can't reach it with that ghoul. They probably can reach it with this one. This has gone so badly these last few turns. Like, the dice the last few turns have been wild. We will try to appo that because that's a dead thrower. Okay, let's come back. That's good. It's exactly what I was saying about never assuming a game is done, because we have shown that games find ways to be not done. Now, the only thing for them here is, what are their scoring threats? Because this is turn 15. They've got this one, for sure. And they've got potentially that one. Don't think that's in range. Maybe it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is in range. Oh my god. This is worse than I thought. This is so bad. We're actually going to lose from here, aren't we? Okay, that's come back to protect the ball. I think that's good for us. Genuinely starting to think that we're actually going to lose this. Because of some absolutely bonkers dice. Right, this is the easiest one to score on, so it's pretty much got to be the blitz target. That's good. Okay, so that's not a threat now. Okay, that's going to make him roll some dice. Going to tie you up. Well, it's possible, but it's a lot of dice. It's a lot of dice. Oof.
We are the weirdos in this
Thank you for gifting a sub, Diddy Dear Man. Why not Dr. Z? Welcome to the Weirdos. Please do say thank you to Diddy Dear Man. That's very kind. No more ads. No more ads for Why Not Dr. Z. Okay, so we are just going to blitz that catcher on 2 dice. Makes sense. Maybe I should screen that. So it's like a 4+ handoff, and then 3 4s and a 3 and 2 2s. That's what it looks like to me anyway. It shouldn't work, but I've seen stupider things work. Yep, that's the start. Click ball, click end zone. Okay, that's the reroll gone. Oh, thank God. I was so worried that was going to work. I was so worried that was going to work. Oh, thank goodness. Whew. We are going to go to round 2 of playoffs. We managed not to blow it. We tried to blow it. We had a good go at blowing it. And then we didn't blow it. Well, some lessons learned there, maybe. I spoke about not getting too complacent, and I did get too complacent, and I very nearly paid a very steep price for it. But all good in the end. We get the 2-1 win. Looks like an MVP on our Might Award answer, which we definitely don't hate. I don't think that the SVP shows up correctly right away because I'm pretty sure he got a casualty in the game as well. I don't think that shows up correctly until they validated it. But yeah, that's good. So we've made it through round 1 at least of playoffs, which is pretty exciting. I was definitely scared of the old one and done, going to playoffs and come straight back out again, which would have been sad because we had a great season with this team. Again, it was 7-1-1 going through the regular season, and the one defeat was after we'd already tied up first place in the division, and we played very cautiously to avoid injury. So it's been a really good run. I was worried about the possibility of just blowing it in round 1. Unfortunately, I already know my next round opponent is also undead. So,
are not spirit
oh my god. These are some serious spirit fingers from Diddy Dearman. That's a huge cheer. Thank you so much. Well done, Tree. Thank you, Diddy Dearman. And also, by the way, because you very kindly have blessed this stream with an edition of Mass Effect, I promise you we are doing that soon. It's just been, I'm working a lot of evenings at the moment, and I have to work out a time when I can do it, and when I also want Gerard to be able to come watch, because I know she's been so excited for it. So it will happen soon. Just hasn't happened yet. But thank you so much. That's a huge cheer. Woo! We're going to round 2. I'm so excited. I wonder if I can show you my next opponent, because I definitely could find them. It's the Raven the Grave. So yeah, this is our next opponent. More undead, except maybe scarier. They've got a block guard mummy. They've got a guard mummy. They've got the same Mighty Bow White. Second White is got a fresh armor buff, so I assume they'll replace that, but they might be waiting to see what inducement situation is. I mean, it's actually pretty similar overall. You've got a tackle on your ball carrier, which is nice. You've got a side step here, which is nice, but not so different. But yeah, we're gonna have to do it all over again against undead. But for now, we've got through our round, which is the most important thing. I don't know if I'll be able to have a look at the SPP yet, because like I say, we may need to wait for validation from the mods. Yeah, I can't see that yet, unfortunately. So we'll have to hold tight on thinking about our skills. But super, super exciting. There's a lot of people here tonight, and I want to just say, obviously you've had a massive spoiler if you just watch this game. But if you are new to the channel or enjoy watching this team, the entire run of this team is going up on YouTube. It's a few games behind. I think the 6th or 7th game went up today. They're going to be up 2 a week from now on. So if you want to catch the back catalogue of this team and build up the whole story of the team going into the next round of playoffs, do check out the YouTube, because it's got all that. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to wrap up for the YouTube while I'm thinking about that, and then I can talk about other stuff that's unrelated. So yeah, if you watch this on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I gave you some nice drama there at the end by just recklessly risking a win. But if you have had a good time, then please hit that like and subscribe.